How's it going, everybody? This is Evil. I'm here today, joined again with Prime.
Hello.
And today we're going to take a look at Yooka Laylee. But before getting into the review, I want to make a little quick announcement about, or apology for the lack of videos this last 2 weeks. Just been busy with stuff, and then with the upcoming week and a half, I'm going to be busy for the next few weeks also. So but I'm gonna try to put out like something like aside of this video, like maybe one or two others if I get the time. But yeah, but aside of that, let's get back to Yooka Laylee. Yeah, let's take our focus. So Yooka Laylee is like like the Kickstarter game developed by ex-Rare employees that left Rare and formed Playtonic a few years back, and now this game is basically a monument to the 3D platformers that have died of the age of the PlayStation 1 and N64 and maybe early GameCube. But after that, besides the Mario, like the 3D platformers more or less died.
Yeah, pretty much. This is basically a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. So, if you've played Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, you kind of know what you're going to be getting here.
Or any other 3D platform. Yes, the iconic, not iconic, but the hints, direct comparisons to Banjo are there. Like, you know, the same developers. But aside of Banjo, like, this game is like kind of like the new, aside of Mario, the new 3D platformer for the new age. And since like I want to say since Mario Sunshine, the 3D platformer has pretty much died, because the galaxy was still level based. It wasn't really truly open world like 3D.
Well, I mean, it was, but this game is definitely a return to that.
Or attempt return.
I mean, you can see it from the way it moves, even to these like cutscenes here. It's like Banjo-Kazooie, where you're not actually hearing actual voices, but you're hearing the rah, 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 which I personally love, and I thought that was right.
Yeah, let's love it, hate it. Even with the original Banjo-Kazooie games, there were a lot of people who like were just irritated with the sound effects, and other people just grown to like it. So if you like it, it's gonna be the same here. But aside of that, the story of this game is kind of darker if you're gonna compare to Banjo-Kazooie. And Banjo-Kazooie, the story is what, like the witch kidnaps your like bear sister to get her beauty.
I think so. Yeah, the witch basically wants to become beautiful and pretty. So she kidnaps the main character, and the characters start to go on a quest to find her. And in here, this this book basically gets taken. All these books from all the world get taken.
Yeah, in here the main villains, capital B and Dr. Quack. I was gonna say Professor Quack. Dr. Quack are like just capitalists, and they're trying to take the world's literature, and they're like seeking this specific magical book that has some sort of ancient powers, right?
Exactly.
And you could with this book, this capital B would be able to like
rewrite the world, basically.
Yeah, create his own universe, basically, in his own image.
Mm-hmm. And it's up to Yooka and Laylee to go
and scatter the world for like these pages, which are pretty much this game's
puzzle pieces,
jiggies,
jiggies,
or like Mario stars or whatever.
Exactly.
So like when you start this game, that I want to say from the get go, this game looks wonderfully. You know, I love the graphics, the cartoon art. So I have watched other people's reviews on this game, and depending who does the review, they have a love-hate relationship. Either like they bitch about like stuff like the camera angle. I mean, the bad camera, or you know, like the world's being too empty, or like the annoying dialect, the 3D platform that. So basically, ended up becoming those people who ended up liking the game were pretty much they're in mid-30s. So people who pretty much grew up on the PS1 and 64 who played nothing but 3D platformers, who are used to these bad 3D platformer controls that all 3D platformers have.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, the controls
They can't like stop and then rotate the camera to see where to go next. They expect it's supposed to be like some sort of fixed camera angle with it follows you like Dante from Devil May Cry or something.
Yeah, I mean you can turn the camera around so you can, like in 360, so you can see his Yooka Laylee's faces. You can also get into a first person mode, or kind of like an over the shoulder mode, which does allow you to look around. So the camera's not that bad. Yes, there are moments in which you can't really the camera may obscure your view. But overall, it wasn't too bad.
Only one time, the camera, I had a really bad time with the camera, but that's later. But the characters in Yooka Laylee are kind of
they're funny.
They're like humorous, and it has a lot of innuendo jokes, like our instructor over here teaching us new abilities every time we enter a new area or a new world. Trouser Snake.
Now, keep in mind, that's Trousers Snake. I don't think we really need to explain what that means. So
he's a penis.
Yeah, you didn't need to say it.
It's that junk.
If they didn't get the innuendo, they should have just looked it up.
And it's like that throughout the whole game. Like the game breaks the third wall all the time.
Oh, sorry, the fourth wall.
Yeah,
my mistake.
Yeah, the fourth wall all the time addresses the player that they are in the game and such as that, and how idiotic of some of the situations they're particularly in, stuff like that. But right here, like this factory right here is the Ivory Towers, and the Ivory Towers is pretty much this game's hub world.
And it's not Ivory, it's Hivory. You get the joke?
Right.
Anyways, yeah. This is where you can go to the other worlds.
When you rescue the first page, as you see there, he explains that Capital B is trying to use their pages to unlock some ancient power to take rewrite the universe.
As we said
and
before.
then he will explain that that the pages are scattered across different areas or stages.
I mean, they went into hiding because who would think to look on top of the statue's head for a page?
Right.
But they do range from very easy to find to a good challenge, and I believe, how many are there in the game?
I forget exactly.
I think it's like
100 something.
I want to say 145.
Maybe 200 around.
No, I don't think. I mean, it's, when I see the hub, I see like it's 44. I saw you're on yours. You had at one point like 44 out of 145 on the totals.
Then maybe, I don't remember. I feel it might be a little bit more than that, but
yeah. But in any event, each level will have a different number. So one level may have 20. This level, I believe, has 10 of them, and another may have 25. And here's the interesting thing. And there's only about, I think, 5 or 6 worlds.
There's only like 5 worlds.
Okay, there's 5 worlds, but
every time you enter the new world, you have to use a certain amount of pages to open the world, or you could even expand the world. So you could either open a new level or expand in the existing level, and it's really your choice on however you want to collect your pages. There's never necessity to collect 100% to to technically beat the game, to go to the final boss and stuff like that.
Exactly, but there are many times in which, in order to get enough pages, you do need to expand the world. So even though there's 5 worlds, I think they can be expanded twice. So you really are playing 10 worlds.
Or they expand once. Like you unlock the level and then you can expand it once, and that's it.
So there are actually 10 worlds, and like with this level here, when you start off,
10 worlds.
10 in the sense that like there are 5 worlds and you open them and they can be opened one extra time, so 5 times 2 is 10.
Then that just becomes expanding the world. It's not a different world if you're just like opening a new part of the same level.
Okay, alright, so alright, fine, so we'll go with that part.
But yeah, throughout each of these worlds you have different tasks and collectibles to find, like the pages, these feathers, or the quills they call it in this game, which is this game's version of the
music notes.
The music notes from Banjo. And then
now, if anyone's ever tried to collect all of them in the world, you will encounter this in this game. Just giving you a heads up. There are, I think, in this world there are about 200 quills. You might get 199 quills, and there will be that one quill.
That's the problem. But that's the problem with any collectathon game.
Yeah. But just to give you a heads up, if you're looking to collect all the quills, you might encounter that. So try to get them all the first time.
Right. But throughout your journeys through the different worlds, you'll encounter different NPCs and unique, hilarious characters like the 3 pigs, my boy Rex, Retro Rex right here, that you could get a token and play as retro arcade games of many sorts. Some are fun. The first arcade game in the first world I found pretty annoying, the little kart racer.
I beat it the first time.
Yeah. But the later ones were fun. I had fun with the later levels. But I like it because it's like a little throwback of how games used to be, like old arcade games or old like Atari style games used to be, where you just put in the quarter and just lose and try again.
Like anyone who's like watching this here, if anybody was ever in the arcade, you guys remember those ATV off-road car games that like the 8 or 16 bits. Like this is basically kind of a homage. That was kind of a homage to it.
Yeah, and then you'll encounter other people like Vendy. And what is he like? She has a vending machine, right?
Yeah, she's a vending machine. She'll give you various tonics, and that can be used to enhance your abilities. So one gives you a super pound. So when you jump and you pound the ground, you end up creating a bigger shockwave. Another allows you.
Basically, they're perks.
Yeah,
they're perks. You could have one attached to your character, and you can unlock them through various challenges throughout the games.
Exactly.
Like you don't need to explain every single perk. That'll take forever.
Well,
I'll take a video.
I was only going to explain 2, like the pound and the hunter. That was it.
Yeah, but yeah. So there's that. There's
Well, the other things that are in this game. There's little characters that are actually from other games. That you would find, little hidden characters that are kind of nice little
homage.
Shoutouts to, I would say. And the movesets, anyone who's playing a Banjo-Kazooie game, Banjo-Tooie game, will be able to pick up the controls very easily, as the movesets are pretty much very similar.
Like so much so, like this what was this octopus's name again? I forget.
Let's just call her Mrs. Ock or Doc Ock.
Whatever. she is like the replacement of Mumbo from Banjo-Kazooie, where like it made you transform into different things. Like the first level like had the flower, and this is like the snowmobile. And really, some of these transform abilities are only useful maybe for 1 or 2 missions, and that's it. Then you never have to use them again.
But they look good.
Yeah, they're alright. I wasn't a big fan of the truck myself, though.
Really? Oh, I love the truck. You're a truck. What's wrong with the truck?
You're a truck.
Yeah, so look at that. Look at that.
But...
Alright. Keep going.
But yeah, like... But aside of what I was saying, you can only use these transformables. They're only used for like certain missions.
Yeah.
Like the characters you encounter are like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Like they're direct like counter characters to the Banjo characters. Or try to be counter characters to Banjo characters.
The word is counterparts. They're counterparts.
Yeah. Like these are some of my favorite like sections of the game. The minecart levels were like total shout outs to Donkey Kong Country.
Exactly, and if you're wondering, the guy who gives you these is Kratos.
Wasn't it Kartos?
You know what? It is Kartos, but I have to say Kratos. It's just. I don't know. I like saying Kratos, but yeah,
but I think he is like the Card of War or something. He said
that's exactly what he is.
The Card of War.
So yeah, so you'll encounter guys like this. You'll encounter other characters that you recognize as. Oh yeah, this is the so-and-so character of Banjo.
Am I the only one that sees a resemblance between Kartos and Nigel Thornberry?
No, you're not. The orange mustache gives it away big time. Now, the other thing we have to talk about. Some of the boss battles.
Yeah, the boss battles, for most part, are fun and engaging. Aside of the first one, I have a feeling that most people who reviewed this game did not go past like the first boss or the first level, because all the like reviews I've heard about the bad camera controls and like can't see where you're going and all that garbage are all infused in this boss fight, and only in this boss fight. Like you're rolling up the damn thing, you can't see where you're going, so you keep on hitting the damn logs. Like you come down and the camera flips behind you, you can't see where you're walking to eat the damn butterfly.
Yeah, and I will admit, and when you finally get up to the top, like, you know, most of the time you're gonna get hit, because you're constantly rolling to get up to that ledge alone. It's more difficult than it looks, and when you're sliding down like this, you can't really see where the logs are at the bottom, so you most always get hit. This is the one time I do agree, the camera angles and everything, they are not great. But that's it.
Unless you're a fan of Resident Evil 1 through 3, you know, where like the entire game is filled with camera angles like this. And what's funny is a lot of people want Resident Evil go back that way, and when other games have that same camera problems, they instantly complain about it.
And that, yeah, I mean, if you're going to dislike something for a specific reason, don't say, "Oh, I wish I had that so and so in the other game." Like, don't do that.
Yeah, but I like the different 5 worlds that you get to explore, and they're like varied. I like the tropical zone. Personally, my least favorite is probably the ice zone. The spooky world was pretty cool. You know, a lot of people complain the casino world is like the most bland, but the casino world I think is the most unique of them all.
I like the casino world. I thought like the section where you can do like little golf. Well, I thought that was very clever. So, you know, maybe if somebody was just looking at the overall presentation. Personally, I thought it was great.
I think it's hilarious too, like the fact that you're just collecting tokens and just giving them to the capital B in disguise, and he's giving you pages for the tokens.
Yeah, I thought that, you know, there's that, and that's the kind of humor you encounter throughout this game, but more so in the casino level.
Yeah. So it becomes the factor if you're a person who grew up with 3D platformers such as Banjo and Mario 64, Croc, and many others of that time era. Like, this will be like tickling your nostalgia boner, like, to the max.
Yeah. This it definitely has a lot of homages to the earlier styles of gameplay with smoother graphics. Characters are colorful, and it's also important to note that the price of this game it's not a full. I don't believe it's the full $59 or $60 game, right?
I think it is.
Because when I bought it, it was $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they dropped it down. I think I got it for around 50 or something.
Okay, so I mean, for $40, it is a very I personally thought I got exactly what I was expecting, and I was happy with this game. I really was.
Although I gotta say this, the Nintendo fans totally got screwed over with this game. First they canceled the Wii U version, and then the Switch version gets lagged out.
Yeah.
And being the 3D platformer where like these were mainly played on like the N64. I mean, yeah, other consoles had some, but it was mainly on the N64 was known for, and Nintendo being left out during the launch.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, with the Nintendo Switch in stock in the future, who knows? They may end up doing a port of it.
Well, they are doing a port. The fact that it's wasn't out when it came out for everything else.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But still, it's despite that, it's still a very good platforming game. It's got some bugs.
Did you encounter any of these complaints that these reviews were doing about the glitches and frame rate issues and camera issues and all that stuff that most people have been complaining? I mean, I noticed some during day one, but like most of the stuff was patched out, I think.
When I first got the game, when I first started playing it, I was trying to find like the errors, why there were likes and dislikes of the game. And honestly, aside from the first boss level, I really couldn't find anything. The controls were smooth. I didn't encounter any glitches. I didn't fall through the cracks or anything like that.
Did you have any frame rate issues? Like, would it like lag out or chop up during certain areas of the game?
The only time I ever saw any lag was maybe during the loading screen. But then again, it's the loading screen. You don't really care too much if it lags a little during the loading screen. And I'm not talking about like the loading itself lag. I'm talking about like the animations lagged a little bit during loading time. But beyond that, during the actual gameplay, I really I haven't encountered any lag issues.
However, the loading screens are like a good minute. It made me feel like I was playing a PlayStation 1 game again. Like, they last a good minute.
Really? Because I didn't feel like it was a minute. I felt like it was going maybe 30 seconds, pretty much.
I felt like there was some times where like it lasted for like a minute. But we are playing on two versions. I'm playing on the PS4, and Prime has it for the Xbox One.
Yeah, and there's not really a difference between the two in terms of which one's better, which one's not. They're fairly much the same.
I heard that the Xbox One is fairly the worst between the console versions.
Oh.
Through many of the reviews I've saw on YouTube, but then again, those might have been like early, like
Those are the same reviews
pre-launch.
Those are the same reviews that are saying like the camera angle is horrible every time. Like, you're looking right here, there's not really issues with the camera. You can see everything.
Yeah, like I only had maybe a camera issue aside the first boss. There was like one other pagey challenge I had to do in like the first level, where it made me like roll up into a ball and then go up a hill and jump on like couple like loops that made me go back and I kept on falling, and I couldn't see where I was going, and I had to like jump back before the like 20 or 30 seconds ran out. But yeah, like aside of for the most part the camera was fine. I mean, it is just as bad as it would be if you're playing the old school 3D platformers on the N64.
And if you weren't complaining back then about the camera angles, don't be complaining now.
Yeah, so it's intentionally designed to play like this, to give as that nostalgia, that like authenticity of a spiritual successor to Banjo.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean that like I'm pretty sure if they had like a fixed camera with the camera followed you to your back everywhere you went, then you would complain that you couldn't see where the hell you were going even more.
Exactly. So overall, like the complaints that I've heard, my guess is they are for the pre-launch version or the version that wasn't given the patch, because the final product is a very satisfying game.
As far as like, do you feel when you're playing your version, do you feel like other complaints they were saying like some of the worlds just felt empty and like there was not much to do?
No, because I'm constantly trying to find stuff, and then when I found everything, then there's nothing else to do. Until then, there's a lot to do.
Yeah, and this game has a lot of backtracking, so you would have to, every time you enter a new world, you'll go and learn a new move in Trouser. Then sometimes you'll have to backtrack a world, like to get some area that you couldn't before. Like in World 1, there's an area that you're supposed to cloak, go invisible, and pass a camera, but you don't get the cloaking ability till like the fourth wall, right before you get to this casino level. So then you have to travel back and get that pagey, and it's kind of like that throughout the game. You just go back and forth through the levels and get things once you get the abilities to get them, kind of like Metroid style.
Yeah.
Banjo
Exactly.
was like that too, right?
Banjo was kind of like that, yes. This one makes it a little. Actually, yeah, no. It's about the same. Like there are certain moves, and you would even have to go back to even the hub world, which is where you'd have to use these new moves to get your puzzle pieces. So,
well, what would you say your favorite world was that you played in the game that you played so far? I know you haven't 100%ed it yet.
I would have to say it actually is the first level, just because of the scope of the level, like of how high you can go in that level, and like just the little intricacies, and also for a special character that appears in that level. I don't want to ruin it, but
everyone knows it's Shovel Knight. He's been like,
okay.
Like everyone knew he was in the game before the game came out.
Then it's Shovel Knight, because Shovel Knight's in there. I thought that so far has been my favorite level, actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first level too. I thought the second, the ice world, was kind of like bland, but I had quite a bit of fun in the casino world, just because you could do like stuff like this, just like play gambling.
Exactly.
And then learn spin dash and all sorts of like stuff. There's a quite variety of techniques you can Laylee and learning throughout your progress in the game. But yeah. So we went through the ins, the outs, the problems, the majority of the complaints that we had no issue here. So what would you give this game on your
If you were never a fan of Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, don't get this game. If you liked Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, get this game. Buy it.
Right. But as for yourself, as yours not like them, but I mean for yourself, you say you add to your Xbox collection or
Absolutely.
Nintendo Switch whenever it comes out?
I would definitely add it to my collection, yes.
Then this is definitely a purchase for me as well. As soon as the Switch version comes out, I'll just trade in my PS4 so I could just have this to go.
There you go. That's the way you do it.
Alright, so there you go. We both said must buy. Thanks for checking out our video. If you like this review, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video soon. I won't try not to. A lot of stuff going on. But thank you for watching. Evil and
Prime
out.